Most founders sound exactly like the competition. If you want to be competitive in a crowded market, you can't just be better, you have to be different. I'm your host, Cameron Olds.
And I'm Dallin Merrill, and we're here to talk about how you can avoid being mistaken for your competition, differentiate your brand, and ultimately create a lasting competitive advantage for yourself in the market.
Welcome to Differentiate or Die. This episode of Differentiate or Die is brought to you by MessageOS. And by brought to you by, we mean written by.
If your team describes your product 10 different ways, your product is no longer differentiated. It's confusing, and so are your customers.
MessageOS helps big teams keep every sales deck, social caption, and support reply on message and on brand.
Clear, consistent, differentiated. Every time someone talks about you.
See how it works at protagonistcomms.co.
Who steals from the rich and gives to the needy, Daryl Merrill?
The Robin Hood. Why is this funny?
Who are we talking about today?
Are we doing FinTech apps? Robinhood versus Acorns?
Yep.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay. I like this. Acorns to me is actually super differentiated, in my opinion, or was. Now I'm not so sure, but let's take a look. I'm excited. So for listeners who don't know these two companies, I'll give you a quick synopsis. Acorns, I think they were started before Robinhood, if I'm not mistaken.
Not sure.
But I've known about them longer. They basically hung their hat on your spare change being invested. They were like, okay, a lot of people are not willing to go to the store a lot of people are not willing to like download this app and take a bunch of their savings and stick it into investments because like that's scary and that's a lot of money. So instead what they did was like, okay, when you go to the store and you check out and the cents is like $3 for like $20.20 for your grocery bill. The rest of that 80 cents automatically gets invested. Mm-hmm. And over time, that'll grow. And so it's a really micro way to get people to start investing their spare change. So that's kind of where they hung their hat on. I thought it was super unique, super cool, because it was just, oh, anybody can do that. Like that's an easy yes. I can do 80 cents and help it go into my investment for long term. Whereas Robinhood, I don't honestly know how they're super differentiated. I like them. I actually use them. But to me, I started using them mostly because everybody was talking about them. Like, I don't know, it was kind of the app to be in for investing. It was maybe easier to use than a lot of the other investing apps because it was like made for easy investing. It was like, also they really did a lot of like referral based stuff, like get your friends to get on it and you get like significant amount of investments, like $500 if you got like 5 friends to start. Like it was a pretty good like start. So that's maybe how I heard about them. But overall, like I think is just an easier app to use, which to me isn't a huge differentiated value because other apps will continue to become better and do the same thing as them. But I don't know. Let's take a look. Sorry, that was a huge rant.
It's good. Sets the table. It's good stuff. Oh, what the heck? Oh, they have a rotating banner. That's why. That's annoying. All right, let's start with. I think there is a difference between Acorns and Robinhood. I was actually going to look at a third one as well called Moomoo. If you've ever heard of Moomoo before, Moomoo I think is more of a direct competitor to Robinhood. I think the difference between the two of them is Acorns is kind of a set and forget it model, Whereas Robinhood, you are expected to be actively trading. So it's for like manually buying and picking and choosing your own stocks versus, just kind of set it and forget it, put all your money into an ETF and just let that grow over 10, 15 years or whatever. So I think that's the difference. But Moomoo, I think, is more of a competitor for Robinhood because I think it's an actual like online trading platform anyway, so we'll look at all three of them. But let's start with Acorns. So if you go to acorns.com, this is what you see. Let's go back to the first one. Acorns helps you save and invest. Invest spare change, invest while you bank, earn bonus investments, and more. So just what you were saying, invest spare change, that roundup feature. If you spend $1.80 on a Big Mac, I wish a Big Mac was $1.80, but if you spend $1.80 on a Big Mac, then that extra 20 cents just automatically gets invested into Acorns. Kind of a cool feature. I think when it first came out, now everyone does it. Now it's not, now it's kind of ubiquitous. So if we scroll down.
I'm okay with that though. Like, even if they continue to say that and reinforce that messaging, even though everybody else does it, I'm okay with them continuing to hang their hat on that differentiated value.
Yeah.
Because, like, the rest aren't messaging that way. Like, they might do it, but that's not what they say, because that's what Acorn's known for.
Yeah.
So continue to reinforce that messaging. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think it reminds me of this tool we use with our clients. We're still working on the name, but like right now the working title is the differentiation clarity matrix, where you're looking at level of uniqueness versus level of clarity of message. And like the top right-hand corner being high clarity, high uniqueness is where you want to be. And so some people might be in the bottom right-hand corner where it's high uniqueness but low clarity. So some people might be doing this invest spare change thing. They might give it to you, but like it kind of falls by the wayside because you're not communicating it consistently. You're not communicating it clearly. Whereas Acorns is up in that top right-hand quadrant because I think everywhere you go, they're just, invest spare change, do that roundup feature. Just set it and forget it.
And here's another reason why I'm okay with it. If somebody comes to me and says, hey, I want to start investing, where am I going to point them to? Acorns. Every time. Every time. I'm not going to point them to Robinhood because Robinhood, like you said, is too confusing or too much work, right? Like, it's like, if somebody comes to me and they're like, hey, I really want to get into investing, like I want to actually see stocks and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, maybe I would point them to Robinhood. But like, if Acorns continues down this product differentiated value of, hey, we make it easy to invest for beginners because it's only your spare change and it's set it and forget it.
Right.
That's where I want to set people up with. That's the very beginning. And then once you're in Acorns, like there's other options, but no, like continue your, I really, really think that's great messaging. And until somebody else comes in and does it better, you already have a leg up on them.
Yeah, agreed. Just high clarity, high difference, high uniqueness over and over again. It's a winning formula. It's great stuff. I think they might. I think we've established that they have some type of a differentiated product potentially with the roundup and like invest spare change thing. I think they also might have a differentiated target audience, which is families, because that was all about families in there. Like first jobs for your kids. Invest when they're young, start with your family. I'm like, oh, interesting. Like that could be a differentiated target audience for these people. Curious, you're muted, by the way.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's who I would put there was as family. I don't know. Like for me, it's just any beginner, like investor period is who I would target. Like any beginner investor, but family's great. Like I'm okay with that. Like, yeah. And they, like you're showing there, the H1 says an automated saving and investing app for you and your family. So yeah.
I like that as an H1 better than what they have above the fold actually. Say hello to Acorns, an automated saving and investing app for you and your family. That's fantastic. Like automated saving and investing. I think you might have said it better with beginner investors. I think that's like a pretty, Yeah, it's fantastic. So, yeah, I dig this. This feels nice to me in terms of differentiation and clarity too. Honestly, I think they're doing a good job here.
Yeah, well, actually, I really like that because like they have differentiated their product. I mean, beginner investors are generally going to be younger people, and so the younger you get them, the earlier they're going to start on Acorns. I think that's huge for Acorns. Like, get more younger people involved. So they've differentiated it by having a kids account, like specific for kids. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I would love to know what's different about the account. Maybe they have that messaging down below.
I think they do, actually. Well, maybe not. But like here, there's a big old banner that says, "Why Acorns?" So it says, "Money tools for every stage of life. Investing as a beginner." Oh, they even stole it from you. Wow, you're on the money today, Daryl. "Planning for retirement, saving for your kids. Wherever you are on your money journey, Acorns Financial Wellness can help you reach your goals." Okay. That's good. I wish they would just stop saying wherever you are on your monthly money journey and just focus in on, hey, beginners and families. Like, you don't have to, anyway. Easy and automatic saving and investing. No confusing charts or investing tools. Just choose an amount, set a schedule, and we'll automatically invest your money for you. You can even start with your spare change. I love that they're reinforcing that. That's like the third or fourth time on the homepage. All-in-one money app. That's okay. At least it's down below. I hate all-in-one stuff. But at least it's down below. They buried it. They didn't lead with it. That's good. Acorns brings checking, savings, investing, and retirement together in one simple app. Okay, cool. Whatever. Invest wisely, not wildly. It takes more than money to grow. Money skills matter too. That's why Acorn combines expert-built, diversified ETF investment portfolios with educational tools. Cool.
I love that too. Educational tools as well. Like, it's going to teach you about it.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely could be. I wonder if it's, in this instance, it's success language. It's just kind of a thing that's like an add-on, cherry on top, in addition to. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, there you go. Your money, your future. It's cool. Grow your oak.
I love it. Yeah. I'm in 3 stars.
Yeah, I honestly think they've done a really good job with clarity and differentiation because they continually reinforce that spare change and automated investing and the beginner family level emphasis throughout the homepage. Like, I clearly know. In fact, I might start an Acorns account for my daughter. Like, Bex and I were wondering, like, we know we want to start. We know we were talking about this before she was even born, but like, where do we do it? Do we put her in like a 50, whatever that educational fund is, whatever? We're like, nah, just freaking put it in 529. Yeah, 529. Nah, just do it.
I would. We can have a conversation about that offline, Cameron. But yes, 529 is the way to go.
Is it? Well, there you go. Maybe
it is.
We'll do both.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's check out their Instagram here. So if you go to Instagram and you search Acorns, here's what you do. Grow your oak. For kids, ? That's Acorns early, and that's pretty much it. I like that they're targeting the family dynamic. I think that's differentiated via target audience, and that's good. That still wins for me. Grow your oak. I'm not entirely sure what that means. I mean, like, I do in the context of finances, but there's a lot of people that wouldn't. I think it would be a dangerous, unforced error to assume everyone knows what that means.
Yeah, I definitely agree. This is actually not as good. I wish they said invest your spare change.
Yep. And then, replace grow your oak with invest your spare change, and then keep the for kids. I'm curious what Acorns Early even says. If you go to Acorns Early, it says the smart money app and debit card for kids and Acorns Original. Huh. Okay. I wish it was more about to start investing early. I wish that was more of the deal, but I still like this. I think this is great. What does their X account say? Share this tab instead. Grow your oak with Acorns and Acorns Early. At least they're consistent.
Yeah.
Here's cool. So their pinned tweet says, "The world wants you to spend your money. Acorns hopes to grow your money into more of your money with simple tools that make it easy to save and invest." See, I wish here's an opportunity to just do the spare change thing. Always say the spare change. Acorns hopes to help you spend your money and invest it with spare change. or, investor
Yeah.
start change. Yeah, that would have been the creme de la creme, for sure.
Man. Okay, I'm taking it away from consistency. They only get 2 stars, Cameron.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think I agree. Interesting. Okay, cool. Should we take a look at Robinhood now? Any final thoughts on Acorns before we move on?
Really disappointed with their consistency because their main page was amazing.
It was
They did
amazing.
such a good job.
They did do a good job. That was really good.
Like, how do you mess that up so poorly? Like, grow your oak? That means nothing to me.
Yeah, unless you explain it first. But that's the problem, is you have to explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I still like them. They're still good.
Yeah,
But
me too.
Let's take a look at Robinhood now. Steal from the rich, give to the needy. Here we go. Go to Robinhood.com. It says, your money, your move. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Daryl, have you ever heard the saying, talk a lot but say nothing?
That's exactly what they're doing.
That's exactly what they're doing. Yes. Not much being said here. Your money, your moves, expect more from yourself. I mean, any bank could say that. Any credit union could say that. Their competitors can say that. There's nothing unique about that. Now, they're trying to get into, I think, hero language here, like outcome language, like describing the ideal outcome for their audience. But like your money, your move, like it's if I was doing a message audit, I would call that underdeveloped hero language. Like the idea is there. If you squint your eyes and focus really hard, like, like I have control of my money, I can decide what I want to do with it, which might be the differentiated value, where you can lean into the whole pick and choose your own stocks thing here. But it still falls flat for me because it's a little unclear, and I don't think it's entirely differentiated. I'm not sure what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I would be okay with it if the H2 said something along the lines of, like, invest where you want, how you want. Yeah.
Trade your money with put your money in over 100,000 different stocks. You choose yourself. Something like that. I'm not sure what the number would be. But that's the hero section. Let's scroll below the fold here. The next section says, intuitive trading tools, build your strategy and track market trends seamlessly. Trade stocks, options, crypto, and more on Robinhood Legend and the Robinhood app. Okay, so here is where I think we're getting the distinction and separation between Acorns and Robinhood, where this is all about like trading. Like, I think the target audience might also be differentiated here, where Acorns was going after families and beginning investors. Robinhood's going for like the day trader guys, like the guys that like want this. They want all of the charts and graphs on all 5 of their monitors. They're making high risk trades every day. They're trading options, whereas these families, like, they don't even know what a stock option is, right? Yeah, 100%. So I that's kind of what I'm seeing here. The next section says, get started with Robinhood Crypto, trade crypto 24/7. Can't do that on Acorns. Interesting. Actually, I think you can trade crypto on Robinhood. Sorry, on Acorns. But they don't lead with it. Something you can discover, which I kind of like. They just used all of their messaging real estate to reinforce their differentiated value. But
yeah, that's great.
What are you thinking so far with Robinhood? What's your reaction?
My reaction is it's very different from Acorns, obviously. Like, we knew that. They're going after a different target audience, but I can only really tell because they're using big words. They're not actually describing what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, up here they kind of were, weren't they? Trade stocks, options, crypto, and more.
That's true. I mean, I don't hate it.
It could be clearer.
Yeah. The H1 was terrible, so maybe just fix that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a clarity problem is what we're feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we intuitively sense there is a difference, but we're still not entirely sure what that is. We have to fill in the blank ourselves, and you shouldn't have to have your target audience fill in the blank. It should be spelled out for them.
I'm also curious, I know you said we were maybe going to look at one more company, but this to me also feels very much like any other stock trading company, like JP Morgan, or I don't know, like all of the different Fidelity. Like, is this different than Fidelity? Is this different than, because they're probably not trying to differentiate themselves from Acorns. Like Acorns isn't their biggest competition. So I would love to see like how these guys are different from someone like Fidelity, because to me, like, they do crypto, they have trading tools, maybe the intuitive part, like maybe they're more intuitive, but can you really say that? Like, do you really do it better than them? Yeah, I do. I do want to see Moomoo.
So if you go to moomoo.com, this is what you're greeted with. The next gen online trading platform.
Yeah, so the same thing. Like, they're just saying they're more intuitive. They're next generation. They're better, or somehow.
Meaningless.
They're better.
Meaningless.
They're better.
They're better. Next gen. Cutting edge, leading edge. Doesn't mean anything. But if we scroll down below, what are we seeing? So like here, they have like a bunch of what's new. So it looks like their news. Oh yeah, crypto trading's available. So Robinhood doesn't have the corner there. It's not different. That's ubiquitous.
Yeah.
If you scroll down, lower fees, more trading potential, $0 commissions, 6.8% margin rate, 0 equity options, contract fee. Potentially. That wasn't on Robinhood's website, I don't think, these lower trading things here. So
no,
that might, interesting competing on price, essentially. So interesting, but that could be a deciding factor. If you come down, the one-stop app to trade stocks, options, and ETFs. Essentially, that's almost identical to what Robinhood said, where it says trade stocks, options, crypto, and more on Robinhood app.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Why trade with Moomoo? Here we go. Unlock in-depth market insights. 24/7 professional support. Trade anywhere. Advance orders simplified. One-stop online trading. Diversify your investment portfolio with one account. Global stocks, options, crypto. Yeah, dude, it's the same.
It's the same.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, should we look at consistency?
Yeah, let's take a look. So let's go back to Robinhood. If you go to Robinhood's Instagram, this is what it says. Trade, invest, earn. That's what it says. Pretty generic, pretty vanilla. And by vanilla, I mean undifferentiated.
Completely.
Clear, like I know that I can trade, I know I can invest and earn. That's great.
Yeah.
Yep, it's good. It's good. If we go to their LinkedIn.
Okay.
Trade, invest, earn. Good.
Well, star for consistency. I'm okay with that. 0 for differentiation, and clarity, I'm going to give them a half a star.
I'd give them a full star.
1.5.
I'm going to give them a full star. I understand exactly what I'm doing. So they get a star for clarity. They get a star for consistency, but they don't get a star for differentiation. When compared to Moomoo, compared to Acorns, I think they get all 3. But compared to Moomoo, no. Yeah. Compared to Moomoo, no. It's the same thing.
I also love that logo, by the way. I think it's
the quill.
Cool. Yeah, the quill with the arrow pointing up, the feather.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
But Acorns, I would give 3 stars, I think. I'd give them for clarity. I'd give them for, maybe not, because they weren't consistent across. But they were kind of consistent, weren't they? They was just kind of, they wasn't reinforcing the differentiated value all the way.
Yeah.
So I'd give them a half star for clarity, and I would give them a star for consistency. Cool. So they get 2.5.
Oh boy, Cameron.
Yeah. Oh boy. I think these companies should be particularly fussy about differentiation, because I think their target customers would be more interested in knowing differences, because it has to do with their money. People want to know that they're going to put their money in a good spot that's going to give them some value. So I think these companies, these fintech platforms, these trading platforms, they've got to be a little bit more concerned about the the communication of differentiated value than most for that reason.
That's a really good point. That's a good point. I really think that if they, like right now, if I were to choose between the two, like not knowing anything about their actual products, I would go with Acorns just because I understand them better. And with my money, like that's who I would trust more.
Yes. I think I would agree as well. Mostly because I self-eliminated from Robinhood because I know I'm not a day trader. I know I don't know enough about these guys. That's an interesting point. Your messaging should self-eliminate, which should have your target audience self-eliminate or self-select. You know,
Yeah.
I knew I was automatically disqualified from Robinhood because I didn't know nearly enough about like charts and options and graphs and stuff. Like if you were to show me all those things, I wouldn't know what the frick I'm looking at, let alone like when to make a trade, you know. I was automatically like, Robinhood's not for me, which is what you would hope would happen. You don't want poor fit in terms of customers. I automatically knew that I was going to be safe with Acorns though, because I'm more interested in a family-friendly, long-term, set it and forget it investment model than I am, you know, day trading. So
that's perfect, and that's what you want. You want it. They picked the apple, and the apple won you over. So if you guys are listening, be an apple. Go for a target audience. Go for a differentiated end product. Don't say the same things as your competitors. If you need help with that, go to protagonistcomms.co. and we will help you out. See you there.
Peace.